Happy Magic Monday, Collective Consciousness. This is Nicole Marie, your astrologer and transformation coach, using the tools of transformation with astrology, tarot, sound healing, and ritual. Now, this is the weekly moon forecast for the week, and I work with the powers of the moon. The moon has a huge influence on how we actually experience our life. The moon is the lens in which we perceive. So if your moon energy is working on its wounds and trauma, you're going to be experiencing life in a bit more of an intense way. Or if your moon's focused on building relationships and learning how to share your gifts and shine, then you're going to see the world as such. Everyone is on their own different cycle. Everyone is experiencing life in their own unique way. And that is why when you tune in to the cycles of the weekly moon, you can learn how this is going to embody you. Now, this is the weekly forecast for the collective consciousness. So this is general. This is how you learn on the overall scale and how you can work. But I also write moon scopes, which focuses directly on your rising sign. So if you want to learn exactly how this moon is going to impact you, then you can check out my website at www.inner-doorways.com and click onto my Ritual Magic blog and you will learn more. But since you're here, why don't you stay a while? Because this moon forecast, I offer tarot readings and general guidance of your soul. So on this Magic Monday, we start with the Leo moon energy. And of course, on this fabulous Tuesday, we will have a super full moon in Virgo. Get ready, people, because this is going to transform many things on our lists of accomplishments this year. So then by Thursday, the moon will move into Libra, and we will have a weekend of Scorpio moon, dear ones. So Leo moon, we've had this energy for the past couple days. We're feeling some sort of light has returned. The sun, the springtime is coming closer. And also it's, Leo really wants to share gifts, to share light, to share visions, to share tasks, to share resources and money. It wants to help other people shine as well as allowing itself to shine as well. I also want to mention that Chiron, the wounded healer, this profound aspect in each and every one's chart, but also our personal Chiron. Chiron is the wound. It's what we have to go through on our hero's journey in order to return home to the self. So when you go through your suffering and your pain, then it'll all be worth it. Today, also, the sun moves into Pisces. So we already have this Pisces energy that where we dig deep, go into our intuition, go into our emotional realm. So here's the thing. Chiron has been in Pisces for the past 9 years. And what this shows is that we are really looking at our mother wounds, our relationship to our intuition, to the feminine power, and our victimhood, because we've been putting a lot of blame on other people. And hey, to a certain extent, yes, there is a fact that other people hurt us. Systems, governments, belief systems, all of it impacts who we are. And so we can either be stuck in this cycle, in the story of that it is the other's fault for putting you in this situation. But now is the time of the spiritual warrior rising within you, where you realize, wow, no one can help me. No one can really save me but myself. So you are learning tools of your own inner warrior, how you want to support yourself through this next 9-year cycle. And so this is also a time to heal the masculine energy, our patriarchal systems, and bring back the feminine power, but in a fierceness, in a empowered way, instead of, our old ways of relating to the feminine is, they're not as strong, they're so vulnerable, they're so emotional and chaotic, and they live by the moon. How crazy is that? Well, it's actually the truth, and we're learning that our vulnerability is our greatest power, that our compassion is what will save us. And this is a time where we're learning to really kind of heal our own masculine energy. So, huge beginning to the week. We have a lot of inner themes going on right now. And then we have this intense super full moon in Virgo. So full moons are about endings, healing, time to transform and to empower, but to really release old energy. And because the moon highlights all the things that we're not really willing to see on a conscious level, it brings it up. It shows us in our relationships, in our emotions, in our physical body, in our thought processes. And Virgo rules the body and the mind, meaning that it's ruled by Mercury. But since Virgo is an earth sign, we pay attention to what our physical body is telling us. Do you have too much back pain? Are you feeling sick? A lot of people actually get sick during full moon in Virgos, just because it means that they've been doing too much. Virgo can easily go into burnout because Virgo's sole purpose is to be of service to others. And when they're not of service to others, then they criticize themselves for not being good enough. And then the cycle continues. Or we become grateful for all that we have done and all that we have given and move from there. So it's really, how do you want to frame your life story? Do you say that you're never good enough and nothing's ever going to be, and that life is just full of disappointments? Or is life full of miraculous miracles and surprises and unexpected things, and that I can flow, move, and be grateful for every opportunity of growth? It's hard to get there sometimes, especially during a full moon, especially when we have these life experiences that prove over and over and again about our own belief systems. If you feel that you are here to do it alone, then you will have that life experience. If you are here to say, you know what, I have this pain, these wounds, but I want to be able to still be among people and to fight and to live and to love, then we can operate from that place. So the more gratitude that you find, the more alive you can truly become. So this full moon is really asking you to clear out old limiting belief systems that keep you from being grateful. So often there's a moment during this ritual or this season, this moon experience, where you're able to say and make space for forgiveness in your life. Forgiveness of something that you feel you didn't achieve, or something that someone else did to you, or the systems, or asking Mother Nature to forgive us for all that we have done, and to ask visions for clarity on how to become one. So again, by Thursday, we'll have that Libra moon, so there'll be kind of a balance of these extreme energies, and we're going to see that relationships truly are where we can heal, where we can transform, where we can become our better selves. Yet, by this Scorpio weekend, we're going to have to really commit to this new belief, commit to our love, commit to what truly matters to us. And I'm sorry, but Scorpio moon is going to say it's everything or nothing. It's all or I'm out. And it's really important to try and find a middle ground, because no one can really live your life, your story, your pain, your wounds. And in relationship, we have to compromise. We have to come to a place of respect for each other and respect for ourselves to have our own way of functioning in this world. So just allow the Scorpio moon energy to guide you, to cleanse the things that no longer serve you, and to truly stand in your power, which is by you being you. So now let's dive into the tarot reading for the week. So we have the overall energy for the week is reverse Two of Discs. And this shows a time of letting go of a project, letting go of something that is making your life feel overwhelmed. And sometimes this can show that we're trying to balance our work life and our home life, or we're, have so many tasks going on at work, or we're wearing so many hats, and we need to kind of let go of something. We need to let go of what's taking more of our energy, maybe what's not paying us well enough for our gifts. So when you let go of one thing, and this could also be in relationships, that maybe you're trying to please too many people and, please your coworkers and also please your family. And you need to just kind of decide which one is more important to you, which one really makes you feel loved, supported, and on task and in tune with your natural cycles. So you're looking at which project, which person, which aspect of yourself do you need to let go in order to have a bigger picture, a more clear way of using your energy. Now, the conflict for the week is reverse moon. This is not easy. This is a time where we're going through a dark night of the soul of the earth, the soul of us, where we have been living long enough in our logical and scientific mind, and that we have completely disowned and disregarded the power of the feminine and the intuition. And even women that are working in the fields of feminine power still have to deal with those really old limiting beliefs. We all have them. How do we work with them? Do we keep being angry about it? Do we keep denying it about ourselves? Or do we learn how to listen to our intuition? When I was going through my Saturn return cycle and going through the most intense, heavy crisis of my life, I turned to the Oracle. I turned to Tarot, this very Mother Peace tarot deck, because I was so confused on who I was, on who I was meant to become, on what story I was living, and the cards just told me exactly what I already knew, but the truth of what I knew, which was my intuition. Oracle work, astrology, sound healing, and ritual is about embodying your intuition. It's about living a more authentic life, because you know and allow yourself to open to that place within you. So, the end of the week, we have the Scorpio moon, and yet again, we have the crone energy. And we had her last weekend for that Leo moon weekend. But now it's deeper. Scorpio really listens to its intuition. And if it tries to get too confused in the mind, what I love about Scorpio is that they just do what they want to do. They don't question it. They don't try and please people. They don't try and do anything else but what makes them happy. We can learn a lot from Scorpio. So really listening to your intuition, really trusting in your beliefs, or transforming your beliefs so you can really listen to your intuition, is what we really need to embody. So embody your wise old witch within you, my dears, and all will be revealed. So I also love to do a goddess card for the week. And so I always ask, which goddess will help guide us on this weekly journey? And this is a card I have never pulled before. And this is why I love doing the collective readings, because I feel like I often, when I do my own cards or cards of clients, we tend to be pulling a lot of the same themes going on. Because it's, for example, I kind of have my own stories that I'm always learning and always kind of picking and cycling through the goddesses in which I embody. And here is a goddess called Isolet, and she represents undying love. The love you have shared is eternal, regardless of the situation. Now, this is something that, I want and are what we are learning more about. That we have so many different kinds of love. That we have romantic love, friendship love, mother-daughter love, parent love. And then there's this unconditional love that, is what mothers talk about when they have their children. But then I was reflecting on how that unconditional love eventually turns to conditional love. Because then parents usually have expectations of their children. And this is okay, well, what was the point of that unconditional love journey? It teaches you what you're really capable of. And so what I love about this undying love is that we know that no matter what other people's choices are, or their situations, or their journey, that we know that we are loved regardless, and not from maybe a human being, but from love itself. And that is probably the most powerful love that we can ever really truly experience, is love from itself. When we learn to love everything that we are. And I'm sorry, but this is not easy. It's not easy for anyone to truly love all aspects of themselves, because they're loving lifetimes of themselves, of being warriors, bandits, thieves, murderers, all of these things. We are these multidimensional beings that have lived here for so long. And if you're new to the world and to this planet, welcome. Thank you for being here and for really representing this new type of love and belief systems that we're learning. But old souls, which are often the ones following the oracles, have so much healing to do in this life because they've been around for so long. But what we do have is the power of the deepest kind of love ever known. And that is knowing that we were born from love, that we were born from magic. So if you can imagine going back and replacing all those times where you felt unlovable, unsupported, rejected, abandoned, all these places that you go back and look at from a place that, wow, this was love moving me more towards love. When things fall away out of our lives, are we not always supported? Are we not always greeted with more love on the other side? This is what I want to speak to. So when this full moon is cleansing away all this pain, all this regret, all these things that you feel you haven't done yet, fill it with love. Let it go, surrender, give it peace, give it to the gods or to whatever source you want, but let it be released. It is no longer yours. Because the unicorn magic is, for this everyday life that we're experiencing this week, is polarity. So it says, integrate your shadow side. There can be no light without dark. Understand the law of polarity. And this is what this full moon is going to bring. It's asking us to look at our inner critic and our creative self, the masculine and the feminine. How is it that we are denying our feminine in order to live a more authentic life? And why are we asking the masculine to heal? What is it that we need to embrace? The shadow self is not as scary as you think. Often the shadow is a scared little girl or boy wanting to be loved. And that's all that it is. And, a lot of people talk about, that devil side and not wanting to live a life of sin or of all these things. But really what the devil is, he's the biggest worshiper of God or of Jesus or of the source energy. And it was God's own denial of his shadow self that shunned the devil to hell. And what this is really showing is that the devil loves himself but has been denied and rejected. So the devil is really just the shadow that needs more love. So when you have judgments and criticism and anger and pain towards others, that is something in yourself that needs more love. So how can you do all of these things? Well, that is up to you and your own design. So again, you can look more about how this week is going to impact you personally through my moonscopes on my Ritual Magic blog, or you can contact me at innerdoorways@gmail.com. We are in a time of great transformation, dear ones, so be brave and know that I am just a message away. Blessed, blessed, blessed be.